What's going on, guys? Welcome to Men's Journey. My name is Cody Carter. Today, we're going to be talking about ADHD, primarily an update on my ADHD. We're going to be talking about how it's been for me, some issues I've ran into, and then some strategies I'm going to try implementing to see how that works. Because something I've learned about ADHD, it's not a one cure all. The main thing is to finding out what works for you personally. And I know that can be hard, especially with ADHD. You have that choice paralysis. You have the fear of missing out, and there's so many things to do. You just can't focus on one thing, and I trust me, I struggle at that greatly. So let's get right into it. So one of the things I've been struggling with probably for my entire life is obviously the inattentive part, right? But more importantly is the initiation to start things that I know I need to get done. I have a case of paralysis that kicks in, and I physically can't get myself to go do it. Primarily is my room, because people with ADHD tend to be cluttered, and that is me 100%, because I've always, ever since I was a kid, I've always struggled to keep my room clean. And my locker at school, that was just a different story. That was a fucking pigsty. Now, I do have a locker at work, and I don't really ever use it. I think I have a couple things in there, and that's it. I hardly ever use it. So, I mean, that's probably why it's clean, because I open it maybe once or twice a week at work, usually. But that's probably why it's clean, or else it'd be like everything else. But recently with that, I've been doing better, at least with keeping my room clean. Now, with the task initiation, the one thing that I've been doing to help with that is putting a timer. I literally will put a timer, and I say out loud, all right, Cody, you have to get this done before the timer goes off, or something bad will fucking happen, right? And usually I'll make up some bad shit, right? Which my anxiety will kick in and make myself really believe that bad thing's going to happen if I don't get it done by the time timer's done. So, for example, like dishes. Usually, to clean my dishes up, it'll take me about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 or 3 hours, right, to get it done, because I will go start it. My mind will go wandering. I'll go out in the garage. Next thing you know, I'm on TikTok scrolling, right? Or then I'll come in my room and play Xbox. So what I've done to combat that is to set a timer. So like I look at the dishes, how many dishes do I have to wash? Do I have to run the dishwasher? Do I have to load the dishwasher? And then from there, I'll like, all right, it takes me about 25 minutes to get all this done. I'll then set a timer for 20. And then I'll race against the timer. And what I found is that it can be effective, but there are moments when it's not effective. There are moments when I'm just so far gone that that's not even going to work, and I'm still working on trying to figure out things to do in those scenarios. But those scenarios are far few in between. Now, with the inattentive part, I am on medication. Again, something that I've wanted to do for a while. Got in to see a psychiatrist last year. Actually October I got in. He got me on Concerta, initially on Concerta. It was like 18 milligram Concerta, and I took that for a while. It didn't do a damn thing. So we bumped me up to 36 milligrams. That it did better off the start, but it died down halfway through the day, and I still found myself very unfocused when I needed to be focused the most. So now, along with the Concerta, the 36 milligrams Concerta, I'm taking 10 milligram. Holy crap. Excuse me, guys. I am so sorry. I literally just ate dinner. I'm taking 10 milligram Ritalin. Now, I've taken Ritalin before when I was in elementary school, and I'd have to take 2 doses of that a day. I'd take one with breakfast. I take the second one with lunch. So I take the Concerta with breakfast. Usually, like, that's the first thing I do. Like, as soon as I wake up, I go drink my 30 ounces of water, and then I take my Concerta. And then I'll usually eat breakfast about hour and a half afterwards. With Ritalin, I will probably do that when I go on my hour break at work, because we get an hour break. So when I'm on that break, I'll go ahead and take my Ritalin. And what I found from that is it to be a little bit more effective, not entirely. Maybe if we were to either bump the dosage of Ritalin up just a bit, I think we'll have it dialed in. But side effects from that, just headache occasionally. I used to get dry mouth with concern. I used to get real bad dry mouth, like I'd get cotton mouth. That used to be a thing. Not anymore. It's gone away because I've amped up how much water I drink significantly. I used to drink about 50 to 40 or 40 to 50 ounces of water a day. That's what I used to do. Now it's like a gallon to a gallon and a half. There's days where I manage to get 2 gallons in. And primarily it's because, one, I get dehydrated very easily. Two, I'm going to the gym. I'm very much more active, so I got to drink more water. And then I also don't want to get dry mouth. So, any other issues? The emotional dysregulation is another thing that I do struggle with. Because there are certain times when, just randomly out of the blue, like somebody will say something that maybe I don't want to agree with, and then like I could be feeling just fine, and all of a sudden my entire day is fucking ruined. And I feel like this wave of anger, depression come in, right? And I also notice, I feel like when that happens, I feel like a tingling sensation right here on my forehead. I don't know if you guys have ADHD experience that as well. If you guys do, let me know in the comments. Another thing that people with ADHD have is rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and that is me 100%. So I have another YouTube channel, right? I have 2 more other YouTube channels, and my main one, which is Cody Carter TV, it's where I do all my reaction videos, my vlogs, which if you guys want me to do an ADHD vlog so you guys know what it's like, I'm stuttering. It's another thing that I struggle with, but we'll get into that later. But if you guys want me to do a vlog to know what it's like to have ADHD, or what I go through on a daily basis dealing with ADHD and autism, let me know in the comments below. But on the other channel, I will get a lot of hate comments, and some of them are about autism and ADHD. And most of the time, if like my friends were to say that, or if I was to visually hear somebody say it, now because I see it written down, I don't really pay attention to it, right? But like if somebody was to say some of these comments to me, like recently I was talking with my dad, and my dad's very old school, right? He's very old school, and he doesn't understand this whole social media thing, right? And I was having some issues with a certain somebody, and I was calling them out on their bullshit, right? I'm not gonna make any names here. That's from my other channel. But I was calling him out on his bullshit, right? Because he was stalking me and my friends, and I wasn't going to have it. So I called him out on social media. Well, I was trying to put it on my Instagram story. Mistakenly, when I guess it's in my settings, but when I upload onto my Instagram story, it also shares it to my Facebook story. And well, my dad went on Facebook and he checked out my story, saw me talking shit to this guy, calling him out on his bullshit. My dad was like, hey, there's no need for that shit. The fuck are you doing, you fucking child? And when he said that shit hit me. Like, I remember afterwards going to my fucking room and just sit there and just zone out for like what seemed like an eternity, right? And just focusing on what my dad has said just over and over and over, and before you know it, I'm laying in my bed, tears are falling out of my face, my head hurts, and I'm at the point I was like, maybe I should just give up all my YouTube channels, delete everything, break my phone, and just leave. And that's what I was telling myself, right? And usually when I do get criticism from coworkers, family members, friends, it ruins up my entire day. Sometimes, in some cases, it ruins the entire week or entire month. And I'm still working on that. It hasn't really been as big of an issue other than that with my dad, but that's like about the only time that's been an issue recently. But it definitely was an issue in the past. Another issue that I have is impulsivity. My money burns a hole in my pocket, and a big example of that is in 2020. So in 2020, or let's go back to 2019, all right? So it starts in 2019. I get my first decent paycheck from my job, right? And I have full control of my money, right? And my parents don't hold me accountable or nothing, right? And I go online and I buy a shit ton of clothes, right? I buy shoes, I buy cowboy boots, I buy Wranglers, I buy all kinds of stuff, right? Hats, shirts from my other YouTube channels, cowboy boots, Western wear, streetwear, heavy metal band shirts, car brand shirts, you name it, right? I bought it. I also went out and bought a bunch of fast food, alcohol. I just, and I just kept doing that, doing that, doing that, doing that. Every paycheck, I'd go buy some, buy some, buy some, and constantly getting packages at the house, right? And it really reached its breaking point in 2020, February 22nd, 2020. I went out and I bought a truck. I went out and bought a 1995 or 1994 Ford F-150, right? It was white. It had a toolbox in the back of it. It was on mud tires. It had a Mustang engine in it. It had subwoofers in the back. It had a nice radio. It had a brush guard on it. This thing, to me at the time, this thing was nice. This thing was, right? But looking at it now, that thing was a piece of shit. And not only did the mistake and how my parents knew I got this truck is my plan was to keep it at my friend's house. That was the plan. I was going to keep it at my friend's house. I was like, I can recover from this in about a month. I can get 2 more paychecks in. I'll have that in. So, but the issue came when I went to go get insurance on it. You see, I tried to add it to my parents' plan. They notified my dad about it. I couldn't keep it at my friend's house anymore. I had to either A, sell the truck or leave the house. And, well, I didn't know where else to go. So I sold the truck, lost $500 on it. My parents then took my money, put it into a separate savings account. And whenever I needed money, I'd let them know how much I need, what I'm spending it on. And then if it seemed unreasonable for me to be spending my money on something like that, then they would talk to me about it. They would, and it's been like that since then. Is it annoying? Yes, it's very annoying. It's very frustrating, but it's for my own good. Do I have that under control? There's no way of telling right now. I feel like I do. But no way of telling. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let me know your stuff that you experienced with your ADHD. I know this wasn't the type of video I wanted to do. I just had a little bit of time before I went to bed. Figured I'd get on here and talk to you guys a little bit. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Like always, stay hungry, stay positive. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.